Hello and welcome to Technorama. The show will begin momentarily if you are joining us on YouTube or Facebook. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Chuck Tomasi from Phoenix, Arizona, and that is Craig Stepp from North Carolina. And we have been doing this for over 20 years. You wouldn't guess it by looking at us, though.
I know. We look like fresh-faced podcasters.
20-year-old. We're barely 20 years old ourselves.
I know. I got pictures to prove it.
This is a show about nerdery. And yeah, you've been doing a lot of picture scanning lately, haven't you?
I have. It's actually been a lot of fun. And it's a lot of fun because I'm you're kind of reliving those moments. You go, "Oh yeah, there's the when we did that. There's when we did that." Even things
we were doing that this evening as well, because yesterday I was just kind of cleaning out the room and I went, "Hey, I have a Chromecast just kicking around, and I have an HDMI, a 1080p monitor kicking around." I said, "I wonder if you can just put a Chromecast into a monitor." The answer is yes. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
I did. It found the Wi-Fi and it came up, and the screensaver is a rotating picture of my Google photo album. At some point, I must have pointed it there. And we were eating Easter dinner tonight, and a lot of the attention was on the chair at the head of the table that was just rolling through pictures. Because it was completely random. It was like, "Hey, we just took that one like last weekend. Hey, we took that. Oh, when did Lisa have red hair?"
Right. Actually, I know you can hook it up to monitor, because when I was doing some things for Scouts, I had a Wi-Fi router with a unique username and password, or SSID, from my home. And what I would do is I'd hook up the Chromecast, go ahead and configure it. So when we went on site, all I had to do was plug it up, and everything worked. So yeah, I've done that before. And I was trying to think of some things. And if anybody's listening and would like to suggest something, I'm gonna share all these photos that I'm scanning in with my family. And I thought, oh, USB drives, that's easy. You can do that. But I thought, is there a better way? Maybe photo frames for some people, or just trying to figure out how to share them, through a web app. I don't know.
Can't you just give them a Google Photo URL?
That means I got to load them up to Google Photos.
You're not going to do that anyway?
Actually, I might load them up to Amazon Photos because it's free there.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
So possibly, once I'm done scanning in, there's a couple other things I'll talk about this later too, I guess. Maybe I should save it. But
okay, save it. We haven't even recorded the regular show yet.
Yeah. I got some ideas. But if you have some ideas, or maybe you've done this in the past, please pass them on. I'd be interested to hear about it.
Good stuff. We do we're going to record the regular show in a minute. This is like our pre-show banter. If you're just joining us, we record the regular show. It's got a format to it. And then we'll let you know when that's recorded, when it's done. And then we are going to record a Patreon show after that, which we will sign off the video. Craig and I will record our Patreon show. So this is our pre-show as indicated right here. Pre-show banter. And let's begin our regular show. I need to scoot this over to that screen and begin episode 802. We've been doing this a while.
Yeah.
So this is 802. And
we've been doing it for 801 episodes until now.
More or less. I'm not even going to get into the whole counting issue thing. So thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoy it. If you're a nerd, sit back and enjoy. If you're not, well, suffer through it with your spouse or something. We'll figure this out. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. That's all, folks.
As you can see, we've been doing this for a while. We got this perfected. We're perfected. Yeah.
I take a week off, and this is what I get. Oh, wait, we only do the show once a week.
That's right.
Try that again. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Technorama episode 802. Live long and defragment. Hey, welcome to Technorama. This is the show that takes a lighthearted look at tech, science, sci-fi, and all things geek. My name is Chuck Tomasi from Phoenix, Arizona, and that is Craig Stepp. How are you, Craig?
I'm doing great. I'm
excellent.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Good week. Happy Easter.
It's been pretty good. Yeah, we had some prime rib tonight. It was great.
We had some fun on the chats too. I know you sent a picture of like Jesus coming out of the tomb and Spock giving him a live long and prosper.
No, That was Joe.
Oh, that
I
was Joe. Okay.
sent the Zoidberg Jesus.
It only seems fitting, because Spock also died and came back to life. But we won't get into that whole
I'm
mythology
like,
there.
hey, by the way, I mentioned this in the chat, but there was the picture of Spock's face and Jesus's back to him is like Spock's got his eyes like, what?
really?
Like, I don't believe this.
It was also Easter was on April 5th, and I went to church, and I know a couple of guys there are real Star Trek fans, so I said, "Happy First Contact Day." And the guy busted a gut. He's like,
Yeah.
very narrow audience on that one as well.
Yeah. Actually, I like it when it's not on Easter or something like that, and you remember we can share Star Trek stuff.
No, it was
On
doubly
its own.
funny today.
Hmm?
It was doubly funny today.
Doubly funny. All right.
All right, speaking of doubly funny, we have our question of the week for you from last time. We did not do it on 801 because we were interviewing Jack Mangan, if you remember.
That's great.
Letters. Oh, we get letters. We get your letters every day.
More or less.
Bing.
Mailman, mailman, mail today. Reach right in and pull one out. Those letters. I love those letters. Let's find out what you got to say. Oh, boy. Mailman, mail today.
Our question of the week for you from last time, 2 weeks ago. We've discussed enough old sci-fi over 800 shows to fill a Borg cube. If you had to spend the next 800 days living in the universe of the last sci-fi movie or book you consumed, how long would you last, and what obsolete 20th century gadget would you bring along with you as your secret weapon? That is a very specific and long question, but we got some great answers. From Lone Guy's Night on Facebook, he says, wow, the last movie that technically qualifies is Robots. I would not last 4 days because they don't have human food. My secret weapon? Well, it's older than 20th century, but I'm pretty sure it would work. It's called sand. We go over to the Discord.
Hey, the robots are like, trying to walk around.
Oh, you can. We go over to the Discord server, and Humanoid says, my last sci-fi encounter was the Project Hail Mary book, which I recently finished. So I'm stuck here on Earth with no big advantage, but my knowledge of astrophage could be my secret weapon and possibly the key to fame. Greed, greed, greed.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I saw Project Hail Mary, and I was thinking that was the last thing I really consumed. And I was thinking, wow, I guess I could finally read all those Kindle books I've been trying to read all these years.
That's the 20th century tech you take with you. Good idea.
Yeah.
Mad Marv says, I'm currently going through the He Who Fights with Monsters audiobook. He gave me the first one as a gift a few years ago.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I'd probably be dead on the first day unless I isekai'd into a safe, well-defended town. Even then, I'd still need to get some magic essence to power up if I really wanted to survive. Secret weapon would have to be a slide rule or maybe a solar-powered calculator. See if I can pronounce this right. Palimpsestus is a magic version of Earth, and their tech is nearly non-existent. But they do make up for it with magic versions of modern conveniences, except that they seem to have no equivalent for computers or anything that can do calculations.
Uh-oh. Bring you on calculator.
Sweet Steve's short answer says, the Gorge.
Have you seen that?
I'm probably going to die.
Have you seen that?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Z Fritz says, Anlecki, Ancillary Mercy. As long as I won't be dragged into the conflict between the factions of Anander, Mayanai, I'm trying my best with these. I will be fine for at least 800 days. I would bring an electronic tea timer.
Electronic tea timer. There you go.
Mike from Minnesota says, I'm reading Void Strike, the Crypt Book 2 by Scott Sigler. I don't think anything else needs to be said there.
No.
He'd probably die. All right, that's our answers for this week. Good stuff for you to contemplate.
Hey, wait, what was the last friend thing that you consumed like that?
I don't remember because it's been this was like we wrote this 3 weeks ago.
No, what was the last one?
Like as of today?
I guess Prodigy, right? You've been watching Prodigy?
I'm watching Prodigy. Yep. I don't want to go to Tars Lamora.
You don't want to go there for 800 days?
No. I go to Starfleet.
Yeah.
Don't know. So that'd be an interesting universe to live in.
Star Trek universe?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Replicators all the way. You know how much bourbon you could get?
No money. You don't need money
Yeah.
unless you're hanging around the Ferengi, of course.
Finally. Yeah. Well,
All right, we will sign out of that. We had 21 viewers a minute ago. Now there's 0.
yay.
We got rid of it. Mission accomplished.
Are we playing by golf rules?
You forgot to take the pre-show banner down, Craig.
Oh. What do we get for talking?
Two old nerds saying words. All right, let's go into the history thing. On this day in history for April 8th, 2026, it's the 98th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar. There are 267 days remaining in 2026. And it was on this date in 1820 that the Venus de Milo was discovered on the Aegean island of Milos, hence the name.
April 8th, 1959, a team of computer manufacturers, users, and university people led by Grace Hopper met to discuss the creation of a new programming language that would be called COBOL.
I thought it was Cabal.
Oh, where was the echo? COBOL.
No, you got to do it yourself. That same date in 2002, the space shuttle Atlantis was launched on mission STS-110, carrying the S-0 Trust to the International Space Station. Astronaut Jerry L. Ross also became the first person to fly on 7 space flights.
And it was 21 years ago today that a solar eclipse occurred, visible over areas of the Pacific Ocean and Latin America, countries such as Costa Rica, Panama, Colombia, and Venezuela.
Hey, must be a day for solar eclipses because you get another one in a second.
Yeah.
12 years ago today, Windows XP reached its standard end of life and is no longer supported, but it's still in use on 45% of computers.
It feels like it was like 24 years ago. Wow. April 8th, 2024, a total solar eclipse took place at the moon's ascending node, visible across North America.
Yes, it was. Happy birthday goes out on this day to Italian physician and archaeologist Michele Mercati, born on this date in 1541.
And born April 8th, 1732, American astronomer and mathematician David Rittenhouse.
Edmund Husserl, the German, Jewish, Austrian mathematician and philosopher, was born 167 years ago today.
And English mountaineer and explorer Andrew Irvine, born on this date in 1902.
Melvin Calvin. There's a name you don't know.
Melvin Calvin.
Kid. Melvin Calvin, the American chemist and academic, Nobel Prize laureate, was born 115 years ago today.
Reminds me of our friend Kevin Devin. Ivan Suprik, Croatian physicist, philosopher, and writer, was born on that same date in 1915.
Winifred Asprey, the American mathematician and computer scientist, was born 109 years ago today. And not a whole lot of famous people in our genre were born after that. But we do have one listener birthday here on April 14th, Danny Harnish. Don't know how old
you're going to say one listener.
One listener. No, we're back to 0 viewers. We had a couple a minute ago. They
Come
keep
on.
popping out. Don't forget to stop in and say hi, people. Throw
Yeah.
something in the chat. We
Speak.
love it. Speak or be spoken to. We'll take the spoken to at this moment. That's the way it was on this day in history for April 8th, 2026. If it's your birthday this week and you're not on the birthday calendar, like many of you are not, because we only have one birthday, happy birthday
yeah.
to you. We wish you all the best.
Yeah.
Oh, quick footnote. April 8th is also the date of Donna's and my first date.
Aw.
39 years ago. I feel old now. All
And
right.
imagine how she feels.
She's had to put up with me for that long.
I know.
And the shenanigans that happened will not be mentioned here. But I mentioned them to her this morning and I said, and you still decided to marry me. So yeah, we all
It
have
was
our
like, well, you were the last one man standing, so
we all have our mistakes we have to live with.
he got tired of running.
Go over to talkchat.com/birthday if you want to be on the birthday calendar. We'll give you a shout out at the appropriate time of year. It doesn't have to be like next week. It can be any time you like.
Yeah.
All right. Let's send the band away. Bye. No,
Oh,
go
wait.
bye. Bye.
I meant to show this banner. There you go.
Birthday calendar, chuckchat.com/birthday. You got it.
Yeah.
And now for the news.
Good news, everyone!
Well, it's another anniversary. Actually, it's a little late because March 16th was the anniversary of Robert Goddard's first fuel rocket flight.
Yeah.
So without him, without that flight, that was a lot like the Wright brothers' first heavier than air powered flight at Kitty Hawk. This one was in 1926. And he sent that thing. I don't remember how far up it went, but also, if you're a Jimmy Neutron fan, his dog Goddard is named after. It is.
Yeah.
It's true.
I think you're right.
That's how nerdy that cartoon was.
Yeah.
So, congratulations and thank you to Robert Goddard because, as evidence from this past week when we saw Artemis go up, that's
Mhm.
all. Has legacy back to what he was experimenting with before.
And you know what's funny is you look at how it looks so kind of crude what he built.
Well, he just
Or
didn't put a
simple.
housing on it. He has all the major
I know.
components in there.
No, I'm not digging on him. I'm just saying it looks kind of crude, but it was effective. It actually did the thing.
Yeah. The
When-
only
yeah.
downside to the article was that he died in 1945 before, the real acceleration, pardon the pun, of rocketry in the 50s and 60s and men going into space and landing on the moon and all that good stuff. That would have been cool if you could see how your experiments from just a couple decades ago turned into something like that and go, wow.
Yeah.
Imagine if the Wright brothers had seen commercial airliners flying in and out of Chicago or New York, going, people do this already. What did we start? This looks nothing. I mean, the basic principles are still there, the wing and the aerofoil and all this stuff, but that would be insane. Imagine if somebody took one of your hobbies and just multiple exponents higher of
Yeah.
what they're doing. It's like, what?
Look, the article mentions, his work contributed, of course. You think about all the things that
Yeah.
we use rockets for, human space flight,
Satellites.
satellite space stations, getting the GPS systems up there. It's amazing.
Yeah.
The road that this paved. So thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. And all the jobs that it provides for too.
That's true.
All right. Another article from Gizmodo on a related topic, rockets and space and Artemis. It says 5 things you may have missed during NASA's historic launch of Artemis 2. The first one is the traditional pre-launch card game. This is a new one on me.
I didn't know this either.
Apparently, before they launch, and I don't know how if this card game can go so long that they have to delay the launch,
Mhm.
because they play a game of cards until the commander loses. The idea is you're going to leave all your bad luck on Earth, and the mission will have nothing but good luck.
Okay.
And they do this while they're suited up in their orange jumpsuits and everything. So it's this has been going on for a while. The release of the emergency egress baskets. Now, keen
Oh.
eye watchers will have noticed as the rocket was blasting off, you see this thing that kind of looks like a gondola, the baskets coming down the cables. That wasn't the astronauts escaping. That was, okay, we don't need these anymore because the rockets have been lit and they're taking off.
If they're
This is-
coming down this now, we got bigger problems.
They have to slide the basket away from the tower so it doesn't catch fire. Now it looks like it's on fire because the flames coming out of the rocket are so
Lighting it up.
glowing that they're lighting this up. So it looks like, oh man, that thing got singed. No, it didn't. It was just reflecting the fire off of there. Another one they have is the view of the SLS separation. If you watch the launch about 8 minutes in, they do the stage separation and they have that view from like inside of the command module that you see the other part of the rocket break off and kind of fade away in the distance. That's pretty cool. That reminded me a lot of those Saturn V shots that you saw years
Is
ago.
that not cinematic? I mean, it looks
That was pretty
like
cool.
from a movie because there's a lot of sparkly debris
Yep.
or whatever that is. And it looks like a scene from Project Hail Mary, to be honest with you.
There was a brief communications outage. I didn't know this because I had tuned out about 30, 40 minutes into it. About
Sure.
50 minutes into it, they lost contact. Now, the astronauts could hear ground, but ground could not hear them for
Mhm.
about 2 minutes. And that would have been dramatic. Like,
Well,
hey,
they also
guys. Is this thing on? Are you up there?
Well, they also had a toilet allergy as well.
They did. That was the number 5 thing.
I thought you were gonna say number one thing. Get it?
No.
Number one toilet.
There's they have an onboard toilet,
Hey.
which is the first time a deep space mission has had an onboard toilet, and it uses a fan to suck away the waste, but the fan broke down, and you can't just call up your neighborhood plumber and go, hey, do you make house calls?
Hey, I just saw on Facebook this meme. It was like live from the Artemis, and there's Eddie from Christmas Vacation with the pipe.
Oh
Yeah.
no. You know what he says too, but we can't say it on this podcast.
I was like, that's awesome. Looks like he's on the ship.
So best of luck, Artemis. They're going around the moon as we make this podcast, and they will be on their way back by the time you hear it. If you're listening to the audio podcast only, that gets released later on Tuesday. I'm also keeping an eye out for the what is it? The CMAP 2026 comet that's been going around the sun.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. That is more visible in the southern hemisphere, but people in the northern hemisphere may see it closer to the horizon. So going to keep an eye out for that. May have to go out in the country in the next couple of days to catch a glimpse. That's not all the space news, however.
No, there's a lot of it.
We have another one for you in the Hacks and Strange Stories. From dailygalaxy.com. Had to quickly check it out. There's this picture that looks like it's straight out of a Ridley Scott movie.
Yeah.
It is fuzzy, it is curly, it is gray, it is grotesque. And you're like, what is this? It says bizarre tentacle of object growing on the ISS. And when they said growing on the ISS, I pictured on the outside.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we've
Or on
got
a
an
wall or
alien
something.
organism. Scott Sigler thoughts are going through my head at this point. We're doomed.
Right.
It started out really tiny, but it's taking over the station. It's going to eat the whole housing away. No, and when they zoom out, it's actually a purple potato sprouting. So
Yeah, but it's sprouting in different.
yeah, it's not making like your typical eyes that
Yeah.
the potato would do. It's got more of a foldy, curly, fleshy kind of look to it. Interesting.
Actually, but
look at the show notes.
the picture does look like something from Ridley Scott's movie
Uh-huh.
because it's a very oval potato, and it's got the tentacle thing coming out. I can see one of the astronauts going, "What's this?" And it, goes right in their mouth.
So what is the astronaut's name? Don Petit or Petite. I'm not sure how you say his last name. I apologize. But it said the photo was captured during Expedition 72. Let me see if I can bring that up on the screen in September 24th. There we go. It actually looks like a fuzzy egg.
You mean Sputnik 1?
Oh, bad.
Wah, wah. Yeah.
There it is. So the original image is this close up here. And you can almost, Pareidolia goes, it looks like a fuzzy bear or something.
Yeah.
And then you get down here and go, oh, I see. It looks like the potato's going bad. And he's got a little sticker of Velcro on there. So your potato's not just floating around in free space. It's stuck to the garden wall.
Oh, yeah. What's the lady's name that's on Artemis now? I forget her name. I have to look it up. But she would there was a video and she misjudged the ejection spring on her camera, and she was trying to take the memory card or the battery out, and it went fing, and it went, how it clicks.
Christine Cook.
Yeah, you know how it clicks,
Yeah.
and it went fing, and it went flying out of the camera, and she had to go grab it, before it went somewhere.
In microgravity.
Yeah, microgravity, man, it's funny.
So no, the ISS is not being consumed by alien organisms. It's just a potato. Okay, quick shout out to the chat room. We have nobody who's made any comments tonight so far, but we'd love to hear from you if you happen to be around Sunday nights at 8:30 Eastern time in the US. We'd love to hang out with you.
Now's your chance for a first post.
First,
Yeah.
join us on YouTube and or Facebook. We're broadcasting to both.
Mhm.
Having a good time hanging out. Some of our regulars may be busy tonight, but we'll see.
There must be Eastering.
Could be. It is the holiday as we produce this show. Where'd my cursor go? I need to scroll. There we are. Okay, let's jump into the Remember When segment. This is when we go into the Wayback Machine. In our case, way back.
Yeah.
And scientists have found very interesting fossil in Antarctica, because Antarctica at one point was much warmer. If you've been keeping up with your science films,
You know what? It may be warmer once again.
I watch this stuff all the time on YouTube. I love geology and nature and science videos like this.
Mhm.
What they found was this kind of crinkly, flattish rock. Almost looked like somebody had scored it with a knife or an axe or something. And they called it the Thing for years. And it wasn't until recently that they've identified it as a fossilized case of a soft shell. And the thing's about the size of a football, American football, if you will. And they went, oh, well, what could it have been? Now, there were a number of dinosaur species around at the time, but most of them laid hard shells. And they said, well, the only thing that fits is, and it's coincidental that there happens to be a mosasaur skeleton fossilized nearby. So this could be a mosasaur. Now, mosasaurs were big, nasty aquatic reptiles that you don't want to mess with.
Kind of whale-like in a or long.
Yeah,
long,
kind of. They had fore and back flippers. Their tail was elongated, but they swam like a fish, not like a whale up and down. They swam back and forth. And I thought, that's pretty cool. Now, they didn't recognize it initially as a soft shell case because they said that wouldn't survive. It just, the chance of it being fossilized were so remote.
Right.
Because soft tissues and whatnot don't get fossilized.
It wouldn't last a few months, probably.
Yeah. As Darla Zelinsky, a paleobiologist, said, these soft tissues are quite fragile and destructible. Because of this, for many years, we thought that the fossilization of such eggs was nearly impossible. Nearly being the key operative word.
Right.
So pretty cool. I would love to see, I don't know if it's been opened or if there may still be a fossilized baby mosasaur inside. So run that X-ray.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
And by the way, if they nicknamed it the Thing, I'd be so out of there. I'm gone.
In Antarctica? Yeah, that's a joke on the scientists.
I'm out. I'm noping out.
Yeah. Mr. Carpenter will thank you for it. They'll probably start charging you royalties.
Right.
Okay. Another one in here. Scientists discovered 120,000-year-old human footprints in Saudi Arabia, along with horses, elephants, camels, and many other creatures. So this is an interview between a couple of people and the host. So Matthew Stewart.
By the way, this popped up.
Ornish. Yeah,
It
go
popped
ahead.
up on my feeds, but it's a little bit older. It's from
Okay.
2020.
Well, they had discovered footprints. Now, the what's it called? Levant, the Saudi Arabia Peninsula wasn't always, as we think of it today, with just desert.
Mm-hmm.
It was more grassland savanna-like 120,000 years ago. And they thought that elephants in that region went extinct about 400,000 years ago. So to find those footprints alone went, oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
And to find human footprints, they said this was by a lake. They didn't find any tools or fires or anything. So they said they didn't settle there long. This was just temporary stopover, and lots of other hoof prints from other animals. So it was a very popular watering hole. And they just go, you get this snapshot of what happened at that time and think, who were those people? Where were they coming from? Where were they going to? Lots of they also mentioned in here that elephant was actually a popular food staple of these people back then.
I imagine so.
Yeah, talk about big game.
It's amazing to me when they find human or footprints in general. It could be dinosaur or whatever.
Yep.
Human. That's long ago because that are this old, because you think over time even though short term after the footprints were made, weather,
Yep.
maybe something walking around over there. You think something's going to trample over it, or it just get weathered or something like that. It's amazing they can find footprints like this.
That's that's true. You have to have just the right conditions. Like someone was walking along a muddy bank of a river, and then a flood came by and filled in those footprints with some other silt that helped preserve them. And then that, of
Mhm.
course, eroded away, leaving the original ones fossilized years later.
I mean,
So,
there's
yeah,
been places there's been muddy places I've walked, and I've gone back there, and it's like
you
you
can't
wouldn't
see
be able to tell somebody was there.
right. But
Or even
if
myself.
something had happened an hour after you had left that footprint, your footprint would be it would be preserved.
No, I agree with that. It just seems like highly improbable, but yeah.
Yeah. So is fossilization. The likelihood that bones decay, an animal dies in just the right place and
Mhm.
the right conditions for the skeleton to be covered up and not taken away and dismembered by predators and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, the one thing I wonder is, you go to these places like Utah or Wyoming or some of the other places in the world that have fossils, and you can go to the cliff and chip, 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 and like, oh look, I found a leaf. How many? Or you do some more digging and go, oh, we found a new
Seashell.
sauropod or something. How many more are buried further back in that mountain and other mountains that haven't even been exposed to erosion yet? There's probably a lot more animals that we don't know about, that we don't have access to. Makes me want to haul around a ground penetrating radar everywhere and go, what's down there?
Ground penetrating. Oh, I see a footprint down there.
Go get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching fun YouTube channel, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, is Myron Cook on YouTube. He's this sweet old guy. People call him the Bob Ross of archaeology, not archaeology, of geology.
Mhm.
He's mainly in the Wyoming and Montana area. He was actually, a few of his videos took place up in Graybull, Wyoming, which is where we were a year ago for my great niece's great niece's wedding. And I wish I'd seen some more of his videos before we went there, because there was a lot of cool stuff. And this latest video that he had referenced some dinosaur footprints, a trackway that we had seen. I went, cool, we were
Oh.
there. I know where that is.
That's
And he was talking. He doesn't often have guests on his show, but he was talking to the guy who discovered those footprints. I went, neat. Although the signs say don't go down there and walk on the footprints. They were there. I guess he went, well, I discovered them, so I get to walk down.
I don't see them, and you're like walking over them.
They really are hard to see unless you get just the right light.
Are they not blocked off, or
They are. Well, there's like an elevated walkway, and they're down in a gulch, and you're looking at this rock bed of a gulch that has them going every which way.
Hmm.
But the light makes it very difficult to see.
Hey, by the way,
Yes.
oh crap! I lost my train of thought. What was I going to say?
Getting old, doesn't it? Well, I'll do the patrons while you're thinking about it, what you might have missed.
I don't know. I forget what it was. It was going to be good too.
All right, here's our patron music for you. Thank you to our patrons that are at our commander level: Abner Braverman, Mark Kilfoyle, Steve London, Chris Martinez, Gary Lindros, Jason Pollard, and Sarah Rose. Thank you to you. Make the show happen along with all of our other people. At lieutenant level, we have Kyle Nishioka, Ben Vaughn, John Noble, John Clifford, Denise Inglis, Steve Cody, Tim Cook, and Steve Webb. Finally, at our ensign level, Alexis Duran, Amber Elstad, Amy Bowen, Brad Miller, Brian Brown, Chris MC, Dan D. Van Coyer, Yorga Schrawen, Crazy Joe, Mike Wills, Leon M., Saturday Morning Media, Steve Weshy, Steve Therian, and Sylvain Racico.
Yeah.
Thank you to all of you. Not only do they get their name emblazoned on every episode.
Their names will also appear on our memorial bridge that we're building.
Yeah, that's it. No, they get to watch our special.
Yeah.
Remember that
Yes,
sound?
special. Yes, I do.
Oh, Charlie Brown's coming up.
Actually, that's the beginning of one of our holiday specials that we did.
And they get a copy of our final audio album.
Lucky the Reindeer and the Island of Misfit Geeks. That's what I would put it on.
And they get a discount at our special service station.
With the speedy service men come out and
Wash your
What the car-
windshield. What,
Yeah.
what do you need, sir? Give me $10 of leaded.
and wipe off this windshield.
So thank you to all of you. They've gone over to chuckchat.com/Patreon, and they get a special episode that we're going to record right after this one, where Craig and
That's
I
all right.
talk about things that have happened, things that we're interested in, things that we don't have time to discuss on this show, but really wish we could. So one of which is not this topic. This is where we talk about things we've watched, listened to, or read recently. Now, both of us, I don't know how far along you are, but I just finished watching all of Star Trek Prodigy for our other show, because we're going to give like our top 5 moments. Our other show is The Topic is Trek. So if you're a Star Trek fan, highly recommend you go check it out. TheTopicIsTrek.com. Sorry, I forgot the bell.
I'm
And
working my way slowly through it.
I jammed my way through that in about 4 days. that was a marathon. And we're also reading a book from the Voyager series of pocket books called Cyber Song. I am
Yeah.
about a third of the way through that. So
I'm not quite that far, but I was reading it this morning. It's kind of fun.
it's kind of fun. It took a while to get going, but it gets going. And of course, like many episodes of the show, there's 2 threads and you're waiting for them to tie them together.
Hey, and it's also my favorite character from Star Trek Voyager.
Cass. Come on, Craig. At the time,
I'm-
you thought she was hot.
What?
The blonde.
I'm keeping my mind open as I'm reading the book.
Keeping your options open.
But yeah.
All right. Why don't you get started on what you've been watching lately? Because I already heard you mention one of them.
Yeah, and I was trying to remember if we talked about this already, but I'm probably not. I read the book Project Hail Mary. I was very excited about the movie. I took my mother to go see it the first time, and the only screen we could really go see it on was a standard film, which still looks great. But I wanted to see it in IMAX before they removed it, and so I got a chance to do that, and it looked even better. It's just because it's filmed for IMAX. The movie was pretty faithful to the book, except for there were several things that they left out that were, of course, makes sense because if they put everything in there, you're going to end up with a 25-hour movie.
Right.
So I'm a little forgiving on that. I don't really care as long as the story is faithful to the original. They can take some liberties. And it was the movie is fantastic. I don't know if you've seen it yet. I don't think you have. It's right in your wheelhouse. You'll love it. And if you can see it, they're going to put it back in IMAX. From what I heard. So in the next few weeks, you should be able to see it in IMAX if you want. Otherwise, just go see it. For sure. Kim and I started watching the show Rooster. It's on HBO, and it stars Steve Carell, and he's a father. His daughter is a professor at a school, and she's having some marital issues. He goes there and as a speaker because he's an author, and there's a lot of interpersonal dynamics going on. It's a good show. It's hard to put my finger on it because I haven't finished it yet, but it's everybody's kind of got quirky characters a little bit, almost like Ted Lasso. I think the co-showrunner that did Ted Lasso is actually doing this show, and it is really good so far. And it's got some funny stuff in it, but it's not slapstick hilarious kind of thing.
Mhm.
It's a good show. And we watched Crime 101 on Amazon Prime, which has a Red Tomatoes score of like 89%. But I'm here to tell you, I did not find 88% of that. I did not enjoy it. Kim and I both were like, this movie is so slow.
It's a movie, not a series.
It's a movie.
Okay.
It has Mark Ruffalo in it and Chris Hemsworth, and then a number of other characters, of course. And Nick Nolte was in there for a little bit. And it's like, where are they going with this? And I was like, Kim, is there ever a twist? She goes, well, the twist's already come and gone. I was like, oh, so it was that riveting. I did not enjoy it at all. Just there was about a heist. You know, the guy was doing these high end
Yeah.
crime heists where he was stealing jewels and stuff like that from people, and he was really careful about it. Uh, but there really wasn't a point to the whole thing. I did not enjoy it at all.
Okay. Well, good to know. You know, we want to hear about what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, it didn't work.
I'll stay away from that one.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got a couple. I watched a movie called The Creator on Netflix.
About God or
Uh, it's about robots. It's in the
Oh.
not too far future where we've got full-fledged robots where the robots look like robots, and then we've got simulants which you can tell they're robot people. They've got kind of a regular face, but the
Okay.
back of their head, like where their ear should be, you can see gears turning and whatnot right through their head.
Oh, okay.
And you know their neck is obviously mechanical, but they interact with us, and I believe they once were real people that got uploaded to these simulants.
Okay.
And then there's the real biological people, and they got along for a while until, and this is all covered in the first like 30 seconds of the movie, until the robots or the synths uh had an accident and dropped a nuke on LA.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
so they did us all a favor.
suddenly many of them like wound up living in what they called New Asia, which is all like what we would call Southeast Asia right now. They're over there living peacefully, harmonically, but the US people say, nope, it's your fault. And they're saying, wait a minute, it was a human error, programming error. Since you programmed us, it's your fault. Uh, but the robot and the synthetic people, they want to live peacefully together. And the people in America are like, nope, we have to wipe you out because of what you did to us. So it's a good guy, bad guy story with the real human people being the bad guy mostly. However, there is one man who bucks the trend, befriends the robots. I'm not going to ruin the end, but it's a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it from a sci-fi robotics AI standpoint. There are a few parts where you had to suspend disbelief, but in general, I'm sure there's all kinds of undertones and uh, sub layers to this that I just didn't pick up on. But I may watch it again to see if I can catch some of that. The other one is a new series that Donna and I started watching. Not new. It's been around for a while. Called Scarpetta. Sadly, it's only gotten 6 out of 10 or 60% on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. So it's not that great. But if you like these kind of drama investigative shows, it's all right. This is about a medical examiner, and it really takes place in 2 timelines. One when she's in her 20s getting her career started and this big case she was put on to solve, and one now that she's in her later 50s, some 30 years later, and there's a related case, and she's trying to go back and say, wait a minute, did I do that one right? Was this related? Maybe this was out of bounds. So I like it because it's unpredictable. I don't like detective stories where I go,
Okay.
that's who did it, and that's why they did it. And because they have you chasing the wrong lead. And
Well, hey, that's what I felt like about the Crime 101. I was like, okay, it's going to be a little unpredictable. I'm like, I never did figure it out. I'm like, what? And then,
that was the end of it.
yeah, it's like, whatever.
I'm enjoying Scarpetta. I like shows that both Donna and I can sit down and enjoy. I believe there's 2 seasons. We're on season 1, almost done with that. I also finished up season 4 of Peaky Blinders.
Mm.
That show just keeps getting more and more intense.
Is it really? Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that is. I'm up to season 5. It is now 1929, so roughly 10 years after they got back from World War I and started their business, I'll say. And you can guess what happens in 1929, and that's as far as I got this morning.
Right. Okay.
So we're getting into some good stuff. Each season has kind of its own major arc. Season 4 was all about the Italians and the mafia, and I'm going to leave it at that. But it's been very, very good.
All right.
Let's see. I think that's the end of the show. Boom, I
What?
finished early. Yeah. We got a short one for you.
Yeah, it is a short one.
So, question of the week for you.
All right. Hit me with it.
Aliens land in your backyard and demand to see one human invention to prove we're worth saving. What object from your house are you handing them?
My iPod.
Toilet brush.
That's what.
Good question.
Or the fruit juicer.
Carrot scraper.
Yeah.
Boy, they could turn that into a weapon.
Take me to your leaner Ron Popeil.
Oh man, he'll bring out some of his inventions. No, that's not worth saving.
I showed them the pocket fisherman.
Flex Seal, spray on.
Yeah.
What? OxyClean can really get your clothes much cleaner?
Yeah, that's basically.
All right. This ought to be good. We're going to post that with the Discord server in the morning and on to Facebook. So we look forward to seeing your answers. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. We appreciate your support, whether you are listening, giving reviews on Facebook or your podcast app or YouTube or whatever. It has been a load of fun. Craig and I are going to back out of here now.
Hey,
Yes.
don't forget our Discord.
Discord, chuckchat.com/Discord if you want to go over there, participate in the discussion. Lovely community, having a great time, lots of laughs, some
Or
serious stuff.
call us.
Or call us 707 or +1 707 if you're outside the US.
Right.
530-2428. That's 707-530-chat. So chat with us. You can email us, technorama@chuckchat.com. We'd love to hear from you the old-fashioned way. If your Outlook works on the Artemis space station,
It's the toilet, Outlook. You know, what else is going to break?
everything that happens, it's lovely being a homeowner.
Yeah.
Till then, tell a friend about Technorama. Craig's going to give you a binary high five, and we are out of here. Go for it.
101.
Bye, everybody. Take care. Love y'all. That concludes our audio program, and we are going to conclude the video program in just a moment. Thank you for everybody for who's been hanging out with us and watching along and laughing and not chatting in the chat room. Keep it quiet down there. We don't want a ruckus happening.
Yeah. Hate yourselves, people.
Could you describe the ruckus, sir?
Yeah, right.
There's a reference for you.
Yeah. Don't play games with me.
You're right, Mr. Spicoli. This is our time.
You're
And
mixing,
our
hey,
time.
wait, you're mixing.
I know. I'm trying to keep up. And our time has come to an end. Till next time, we'll do this again next week.
Yeah. why
Providing
not?
Craig and I and everybody else are around. Next week, take care. Stay safe. Bye.
Bye, everybody.